IBD. Hi, good evening and welcome to the IBD Ostomy Support Show. I'm Louise. Tonight we're discussing dating, tattoos, the micro actions that's Steffi's little brainchild for the month, which then the Mighty have come out and done exactly the same thing.
It's slightly different though, we'll give them that.
Yeah, we'll give them that. It's slightly different. So what else? Nat's unfortunately unable to join us this evening. She's not very well, and if Steffi does drop out at any time, we do apologise, but she's in hospital at the moment waiting to have baby. So she's been hunting for decent Wi-Fi. So I'll pass you over to Steffi.
Hi, I'm Steffi at IBD Ostomy. Other than being stuck in James Cook, aka Hellhole, since Sunday, not much has really happened. My midwife team have been fantastic. The obstetrics less so. They like to, I've noticed doctors between different departments like to blame things on different things. So obstetrics like, I think it's your bowel. I'm like, it's not. Well, we think it's your bowel. It's really not. Colorectal came 3 times and told the same doctor 3 times it's not my bowel at all. So that kind of shoved them in their place a little bit. Obviously, we started the June actions today, which if you haven't started, you can still do, you know, while there's not a billion to catch up on. The odd one isn't an issue. Hopefully Monday can come sooner, like just speed through time, and then I can have my baby. So I'm just sick of life right now. So I'll pass on to Rachel.
Oh, bless you. Okay, I'm Rachel and I'm aka Rocking Two Stomas. So I've just literally come back from the beach. Last week I managed to slow down, and then this week I'll kind of fast forwarded it, done a lot of stuff again. But I've got my radioactive scan on Tuesday to find out the uptake of the kidneys, because I'm getting a lot of blood in my urostomy, and the pain has come back quite a lot, and I'm struggling with this. My prolapse is really bad. I think the heat doesn't help. Prolapse is pretty bad, so I've been struggling with that. But I bought some vanilla blush underwear, came today, and so I'm going to be wearing them. But I was just discussing with Louise that because I have that accident, I'm a bit worried about the colour, but I thought I'd just try it to make myself feel nice for this wedding on Saturday that I'm going to. Have I been up to? I don't think I've been up to anything else.
Yeah, well,
no, I'm loving the. Carry on.
I said I will let you know if the back bit cheese grates my bum.
They are quite high, aren't they? But they do look cool. They look nice on, I must admit.
They're talking about the thongs, by the way. You know, I understand what they're talking about, but others may not. Vanilla Blush have a range of thongs, high-waisted thongs, so if anyone is interested, please have a look.
There's a deal at the moment. Is it £18, Louise, for free?
Three for £18, but I ordered mine yesterday, so I'm not too sure if that's still going today. But if you check on Instagram, they put deals up on there weekly or sometimes daily. So.
Or you can ring them, because they have a fantastic customer service team. So they're always really helpful on the phone when I've needed them.
So, I forgot to say what I've been up to this week. It's been
I noticed that.
It's been half term, so I have no brains left at this particular moment in time. Tomorrow I'm going to go out walking. I'm going to clean off the cobwebs because she's driven me mad. What else have I done this week? I managed to get Ben to write a blog piece for me, which coincides with the show. So if you take a look, because Steffi's got one as well, and Rachel did one the week before, with regards to partners' perspectives of dating us.
Natalie has one further down the list on hers, what it's like when you're both sick.
Yeah, and Nat's doing one as well. What else have I been up to? Been messaging you guys. Had my hair put in. I've been drinking vodka. Bit more exciting next week. I'm modelling for the day on Monday, which will involve me going out and getting drunk in Canterbury afterwards. So Monday's on a school night. And that's about it for me, apart from dealing with the responses from the questions and that we posted out this week. So dating with IBD and Stomas. Now, we've heard some horror stories. We've heard some really good stories. We've had some really good perspectives. I myself have never really had a problem, and I enjoyed plenty of fish. It was in a moment of wine-induced madness, as I've been single for a while. I've always believed that honesty is the best policy. I've always been honest about what's wrong with me, and if they don't like it, they know where to go. I don't know. I've had some lovely responses. I mean, what about you guys?
Well, I have had both. I've had horror stories, like myself personally, because I went through a stage. So I've had my ileostomy I've had for 5 years, and my ileostomy I've had for 5 years, no, nearly 6 years in July, and then I've had my uostomy for 2 years. And through that time I was in a long-term relationship. We broke up because I couldn't his kid, and he cheated on me as well, but that's all right. And then
Well, it's not all right, is it?
No, I know, but he's married now, and she's pregnant. But I do wish him all the best. But he struggled with the bag. But regarding dating, like I spent after my ex, like 2 years ago, I spent a year with being on my own, and it was amazing. Like I found myself, and it was really good, and I really loved myself. And then I started dating. I maybe slept around with a few people, put about a little bit. And then this one guy I was dating, like he was just giving me a massage, and my bags went, and he just freaked out. Like he jumped off the bed and just totally freaked out, and after that I thought, well, I'm not putting myself through that again. So I kind of decided that there and then I've kind of about being honest, and I just thought, even that it happened once, the way he reacted, I thought I wouldn't do that again. So I kind of, for me, it is about being honest. Like back in November, and he was a lovely guy, really sweet. I just didn't feel anything for him, and he was sweet. But straight away, I just told him exactly that I'm terminal, that I've got this. Like I just said it all out, because I felt I'd rather get it out there and know that they've got the bag, so I don't have to like kind of get close to them, have relationships, and then sort of like end. So that's how I've dealt with it. But I've had quite a few responses as well. Yeah, both like a mixture.
I got one response.
What did you?
And it wasn't a very nice one. Basically, the girl said that she. Now my brain's fried, so if she's watching and I've got it the wrong way around, please. I do apologise. She said that I think she got her stoma, and within a few days, her boyfriend broke up with her, and his mum stated that it was just too stressful for him. Which I think is a lot of crap. There is no such thing. Like, yes, it can be stressful for other people to deal with, but what about the person living through it? What about the person that's just suddenly had got this? And some people like me and plenty of other people just accept it, move on, and deal with it. Some people, it's not easy, and they shouldn't be treated like that. So I think I told her that he was a douchebag, and he clearly didn't deserve her time and stuff. I mean, I was 10 when I got sick, or started to get sick, and then I was like 12, 14 when everything was like settled in and stuff. So I've never dated healthy. I've never been healthy to date, really. Like talking to my mum about it on the phone today, and like the 5 boyfriends I had, one knew I was sick anyway because we worked together. So
Yeah.
if I suddenly wasn't at work, my name would be on the list of patients because we worked in the kitchens. He didn't care. I mean, he was a bit of a dweeb. So, but and then there was like 2 boyfriends I had that also didn't really care, because all we did was drink. And Stu and Stephen were the ones that had to deal with everything. They're the ones that had to deal with the hospital admissions, the being really sick, the accidents, the leaks, and they didn't care. I mean, my ex had a lot of really bad for each other. We had a lot of things that we didn't like about each other, and we were just gravitated to making each other's life miserable, I think. But I can't knock him for how well he treated me through. I mean, his parents, I swear to God, his parents came to see me more times in hospital after my surgery than he did. But, like, I think I'm really lucky. I think even though I find the ones that end up having, like, the really crappy, horrible rest of the personalities, except Stephen, he's only mildly annoying. Like, I don't know. I think at least for the health side of it, I'm really lucky. I wouldn't have adjusted, I don't think, as easily if I didn't have Stephen, and how accepting and accommodating he is. And if anyone's read his interview, they'll see how man of few words he is.
But it was to the point.
He doesn't dwell on anything. He's emotional.
Yeah.
Me and his one of his brothers tell him he's emotionally broken. So
okay.
Which I think is kind of prevalent from reading his post, because he's just like, nah, I wasn't bothered. She's fine. I wish she had.
But I think that's really good. But that's really good, because I think it's good when it's like your Rara's responding. Does that make you special? And she said no, and that was something really lovely about that. Like, I really like that, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's just nice to see. It's nice to see, like, obviously he's very genuine, and it's just nice to see what he wrote.
See, I mean, she said that when we did the videos. Yet when she came in to see me this morning, Mummy, did you miss me? I'm like, well, of course I missed you. Did you cry for me, Mummy? I mean, did I cry for it? Where did that come from? And I was like, well, actually, I did. And I was like, did you miss me? Yeah. I was like, did you cry for me? No. But when we put her in the car tonight, she did not want to leave me at all. It was awful.
Oh, bless her.
So I can't wait till I've had the sterilisation and everything, because that just means that as long as everything goes fine with the stoma, I don't suddenly get ill from anything else, I never have to come in hospital ever again.
Oh,
ever.
Oh, bless you. Well, some of the responses that I had from there were very varied. I mean, I had quite a few come to me that said that they find it difficult because they don't want to be a burden to the other person. Now, if they love you enough, you're not a burden. That would be my personal perspective on that, but each to their own, because at the end of the day, you get the narcissistic ones, you get the lovely ones, you get the ones that are in the middle, or you just get the ones that really don't give a shit.
But I've told you before that I feel like an inconvenience and a burden to the people that love and care for me the most, yet, you know, let's face it, they're quite clearly there. I think my parents are there for me, my direct family, and Stephen and my friends. You guys
know from my history and what I've been through, especially the last year since August, that I've given Ben the option of an out, and he's refused to take it. But that's not me. I don't know. It's not so much my friends with me. It's the fact that I can't have any more children more than anything. It's a bugbear for me, because I already have one. So it's a bit difficult to sort of wave that around in a partner's face when you've already got one, but you can't have any more. I don't know, but that's just me being neurotic.
I think it's quite natural, like, to say that you're a burden. I think it's like I used to say it all the time when I was with I remember when I was with my long-term relationship when I was with him, the Greek guy, I'll call him, when I was with him, like I couldn't, you know, it was really bad. Like, even having sex was hard with the suprapubic catheter and all of it. Like, I said to him, like, to go out and have sex with people, and then he actually did. So it probably didn't help that I did that. But I got to a point where I just felt like a burden. But I don't feel that anymore. I know my self-worth now.
I think when it comes to Louise and out for Ben, like, I know, like, he does want kids and everything, because a lot of guys surprisingly do. Everyone's all like, oh, only girls want kids. It's like, well, it's not true at all. But, you know, he's still got Maisie. I know he's not Maisie's dad, and Maisie does have a dad who is in her life. But she's lucky she's got two dads, in a sense, that love her to bits, you know?
Yeah, no,
which is cute. A lot of people don't get that.
There is that.
She's a little lucky sausage.
If I ever learn to let go, yeah.
And there's adoption on the cards as well. Unfortunately, that's not. When I was with the Greek guy, we looked at that because obviously I couldn't carry, but they said there's no way I was able to. Went to a panel and everything, But there is adoption on the cards, isn't there, Louise?
There is always adoption, but I mean, you know, it's like some people that they've gone on dating websites and they've met their husbands and their partners. I mean, there's another one, the Bannisters. They come back and said the other day what they said was lovely, and she doesn't faze her at all. There was just a lot of response, and I was really surprised that there was so much more positive than the negative with regards to that. I mean, there's something that's gone up on our page today, I think, from Sahara, who did from the IBD Superheroes. And she wrote a blog post with regards to dating. Sorry, it's absolutely boiling here. I've got to open the window.
It was so good. I really enjoyed reading that. It was it was written really well. It was really good.
I think I read it. I think she posted it a while ago, isn't it? It's not. So I'm sure I read it, but then again, I actually had a nap before the show started, so I will reread it again. I promise Sahara, I'll reread it.
But then I had another person that didn't have IBD or Ostoma, but her partner did, and she come back and said to me, she finds it harder but better too. It's harder when they're sick because you can't make the other person happy because they're worried about you. It's also harder when they've been in pain for months and have no energy for obviously being intimate. But apparently us as a general whole, we're as classed as being a bit more special and a bit more empathetic and a lot more giving in our relationships than what we would be if we was a normal person. So I thought that was quite good to hear from the other side, but I don't think that the way that we are, we're any more hi Kat. I don't think we're any more emotional or any more trying to think of the right way to say it. All I can see is that cat behind my head. Hi guys, sorry, Kitty, say hi Jess. Let's go, she's walking off now. So I don't know, what would your guys' personal opinions be on that? Are we any more emotional? Are we any more empathetic to our partners because of the way that we are, or
what, because of what we've been through, do you mean?
Yeah,
I think so. But I wouldn't say it's down to the bag. For me, I think it's the numerous times of nearly dying, the sepsis, the kind of going into hospital all the time. I think it gets to, I know what life's about now. It's not like maybe like 10, 15 years ago, it was more materialistic. Now I know, I kind of know what I want in life, and I'm not, it's kind of allowed me to sort of, I more understand and empathetic. But I don't think it's just down to a bag. I think it's down to the whole experience.
See, for me, I think I'm probably more emotional, and I actually see that as a bad thing. For me, personally, I have probably always been over emotional, maybe slightly over dramatic at times. My parents are probably laughing at that comment. But
if you're over dramatic, we can put you up for a we can put you up for a stage show. We do a panto. We can do a bit of IA on the old.
But I don't know. I think I get too emotionally involved in stuff and wrapped up in things, and get very. I find it very hard to let go. Steve and I were talking about this literally the other day, and he was saying, like, whilst we were in hospital, and he was saying that he can just forget about stuff and move on, like, instantly, and I can't. I think that's a very wrong thing to do. You need to at least talk about it a little bit, because otherwise you haven't addressed any issue. You've just ignored its existence. Whereas I go into overkill, like, and I can hear myself doing it when I'm in that moment, and I'm like sat there telling myself to shut up, but my mouth is just like, keep going. And I find that tends to ruin more things. I become more oversensitive if when I say if like intimacy doesn't happen or whatever, it's like, well, what's wrong with me? Why, you know? And you go through the same thing that most, like, girls, for instance, you know, I'm a what's wrong with the way I look? Am I too this? Am I too that? And it's never any of that. Like 90% of my guy friends are like, we get tired, you know, and like blame it all on being tired because they're all clearly lazy sods, apparently.
Well, it's like you say though, with the emotion side of things, I don't think I'm an overly emotional person. I'm quite, I'm very empathetic and I listen to people and I talk to people when it's needed and I can impart stuff. But in general, as a general whole, I'm quite cold. I'm not behind closed doors, but out in public, it took Ben a while to get me to open up. Just put it that way. Because I'm not, I was so used to being in a relationship where holding hands wasn't the norm or showing public affection and having displays of public affection. It wasn't seen as normal. It wasn't something that was done. If I tried to hold his hand, I'd get told to do one. So when you're going out with somebody that is like that, it's just sort of a learning curve and a bit of a swerve ball, I think, more than anything else.
Oh, I ruined that with Stephen. Stephen was all very clingy and huggy and stuff, and because my ex and I were very much not like that, Stephen won't even hold my hand walking down the corridors at the hospital. Stephen won't hug me in public. He won't do anything like that because apparently I ruined it for him because I couldn't deal with how clingy he was when we first got together. So we have a very cold, I don't know, I'd say it's pretty cold, to be fair. Like compared to other people, but we're not because, you know, he's just a double-odd douche, isn't he? Really, that's what he is.
I now fear I'm the couple that you want to puke over in public. You know, when you used to take the mick out of at dinner restaurants. Yeah, that's now me.
I struggle really badly with the same as you, Louise. Exactly the same with Lawrence. You know, the public displays of affection, I really struggle with it when he says he loves me. And when I wrote that post up, I was going, oh my God, I'm cringing. But that's because I'm just not used to it exactly the same. But I had quite a good, so one response I had for Guy, it was quite interesting actually. It kind of, it got me thinking that when he had his IBD, so before his surgery, he said that explaining it to the girls, most lost interest. He said, but since he had his surgery and having a stoma, most say that he was brave and it didn't bother them, and he found that it was easier.
How much does that piss you off? Oh my God, you're so brave for.
Yeah, no,
I'm brave because I know crap out of my stomach, not my bum. Yeah, okay. I would think I was more brave going through all the hospital stays, all the infusions, all the the agony. Now I'm pretty damn healthy, and I just have a bag. Yeah, okay, that makes me instantly brave. I think it's
that's my bugbear. I hate them saying I'm brave and strong. They're the words that when people say to me, I can't stand it.
Oh, and inspiring. You don't like people saying you're inspiring.
Oh no, I don't like it. No, I don't.
I still get one that says, "What's the eye of the tiger?" And one of the most stubborn, strong-willed people he's ever met in his life.
Who said that?
Somebody I was dating before Ben.
Oh really?
As if they quoted "Eye of the Tiger" at you. That's horrific. I'd be sick. And music's my thing, and that would make me sick.
Is it Eye of the Tiger? And very, very. But I've always been open. I think because I've had it so long, there's no point in hiding things. Jesus Christ, Ben knows if I'm rough just by looking at me. I don't even have to say anything. I just take one look and I get sent to bed. Like a 5-year-old. But it's each to their own with the dating. I think women have got one up on the men, and that's purely because we have boobs. And I think in the long run, I think men are more open than females. Is my personal opinion. I might be wrong, but I think men are just slightly more. I think men are wired a bit more differently. It's not all based on what's underneath as the outside, whereas I think some of the women, especially some of the younger ones that we've heard about, like the young lad that spoke to us last week, where his girlfriend was with him through the whole of his IBD story, and then when he got the bag was when she decided to do the Oskies, because she was a cow bag and posted it all over Facebook. And I don't know, it just seems to be a lot. All the stories from the women have all been really positive.
Yeah, that's true, actually, Louise. The same here.
From the men. So they've been dating the men, and the men have been absolutely fine. They've been helpful. They've asked them. They've gone through it all with them. Whereas the women, some of the women, not all of the women, because we're women at the end of the day, and obviously Nat's in that boat where both of them are ill. Obviously, both her and Steve have got Crohn's, along with everything else. So I should imagine with Nat's side of things, it could be just as difficult for her opening up as it is for Steve to open up to her, so to speak, because they're both in the same boat. But it does seem to be that the women have a harder time dating the men than the men do have dating the women.
Which is surprising, since so many women sit there and go, oh, we want equality, we don't care what people look like, you know, it's all about beauty, it's only skin deep, blah blah blah. And clearly, if a lot of the women are the ones buggering off, then that's disgusting, and they need to stop lying to making out that they're all like, you know, we'll see past that. I mean, I have heard in some of the groups from women where they've said over the last few months, saying how their partners have said that their bags are horrific, it makes them want to be sick and things like that. And it's just like, oh my god, it's just a bag of crap. It's not.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think it depends on the it depends on the man as well. It's not.
No. These are the women that have stomas, and like the blokes are saying that to them, and it's just like.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It depends. It depends on the man as well. I think you've got so many different groups. You've got the narcissistic ones where all they care about is themselves, and if you're not up to their standard that they want you to be up to, then you don't qualify. You've then got the other end of the spectrum where you've got the lovely men that couldn't care because they love you for you regardless of what you've got on you. So it's
they're the ones that take a bit harder to adjust, because I mean, we all, with different things in life, find things hard to adjust to, you know. And they're the people that I think I want to give more, like, accolades to, really, because they're the ones that are trying. It's harder, I think, sometimes to try to than just accept or not accept. So for the ones that are actively trying and actively, desperately trying to make it so that they can stay with their partner and they're not freaking their partner out, or like when they don't want to show like the facial expressions for things, and because Stephen hates the fact I talk about anything storm related with him. He hates it. He's like, seriously, you've got your girls for that. Stop talking to me about it. I don't want to know. But whereas Ben and Lawrence don't seem to care, and obviously Steve clearly wouldn't care. But it's like the people that try, I think, are the ones that need a round of applause, because it must be hard.
But what I've come to realise, I think, is it's about, I think, once we accept it, what I've noticed through the times of the nearly 6 years I've had it, is like through me accepting the bags, truly accepting it, because there's a difference between accepting and truly accepting it, and truly accepting it, like it's sort of your partner. If you accept yourself and you know what you're worth and you love yourself, I think it helps with the partner. But going back to what you said about guys, like my mate at the moment that I go to the beach with, who's also got a stoma, he's just his partner's, he got stoma for the last 6 months, and now her partner, they're married, 2 kids, has now left him, and we think it's down to the bag. She just can't take him being sick anymore, and it's like really, it's like at the moment I'm going to a PIP appointment for him tomorrow, and it's like he's starting afresh, but it's like. I think she thought things would be fine after his bag, and now he's had complications, and the bag hasn't really helped that much. I think she didn't realise it was like going to continue. And it's
some people think
surprising.
It's instant, don't they?
Yeah, but unfortunately, in the life that we lead, especially for those of us, you know, like myself with Crohn's, yeah, I've got the bag and I've had stuff taken out, but that doesn't take my illness away. I'm still undergoing bloody drugs for that now to get into remission. It doesn't end.
Same with people with colitis. We don't have an active disease anymore, but we have all the the active side effects still, like my joints still swell up. And the dehydration from having the stoma and the fatigue, and like the risk of higher anemia and stuff. And so even if you don't have the active disease, you still have all the things that you had, that because it's just an umbrella, isn't it? IBD is an umbrella.
I apologise to anybody that is watching this now for the comment that I'm just about to make. However, the whole dating and relationships for people that have got stomas, that have got IBDs, you know the saying, a dog is for life and not just for Christmas? Well, that the same term applies to us. At the end of the day, what we've got is for life. It's not curable. It doesn't go away. It goes into remission. It comes back. It goes away again. It's just one of those things. And I think with regards to those that may be starting out dating, use dating websites. I know that sounds really bad, and I'm not that desperate to try a dating website. I tried it.
There's plenty of ones on Facebook for people with stomas. I'm pretty sure, like, if you ask in any of the groups, they'll tell you at least one of them. Someone will know one of them. Whether they've used it themselves or not is a different matter.
Isn't it Osteomate as well? I don't know if that's just for dating, but isn't it an Osteomate or Inspire? I can't remember now.
There's a site. There is a Facebook group that does specific singles dating page for those with stomas. I'm actually waiting for David to get back to me because I messaged him. He hasn't checked his messages and it's gone into his outbox and not his inbox. He's going to get back to me later on this evening or tomorrow, and I will be posting all the details up about that on the page at some point. So that will be put up. But dating websites are good. And do you know why dating websites are good? Because you get all the talking done and out of the way before you go on a date. So you basically give your whole life history before you go on a date, unless you're going on Tinder. Tinder's not for that.
Although, can I just point out, one of my best friends has pretty much found the love of her life via Tinder.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh,
when I tried Plenty of Fish, all of my male friends told me not to do Tinder.
Oh, well, he's a local guy. They now live together. They've got a dog. They're both very sporty. They're very into the same sort of stuff, and they're very, very, very happy. Like, genuinely soppy, sick-inducing, happy. And
like me.
Yeah, and I don't think it matters how you find someone, as long as they treat you right and you treat them right. It doesn't matter. I mean, I had another friend who messaged me about Tinder because he said he'd found someone and I was their mutual friend. And I was like, oh yeah, I know them. They're this, and this. They're absolutely lovely. Like, genuinely are lovely. And he was like, don't laugh at me for finding her on Tinder. I'm like, I don't give a shit where you find them from. Be happy. Nobody, like, so everyone as a generation now is, on a whole, is antisocial. I mean, look at us. We're on laptops and phones around the country talking to you lot. And, like, who the hell wants to talk to someone in a pub? Like, now, like, I don't. I'm so glad that I got Stephen when I did, because I couldn't be bothered to go and enjoy some crappy cheesy chat offline.
Well, even though I haven't done Tinder or dating sites, because I just wanted the universe to put the person in my path. I didn't really want to go onto dating sites, but I have heard it has worked for lots of people, and I totally lost the point I was going to say. Damn it! After what? Yeah, it's gone. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Medication.
I mean, come off of it. Me and Ben in the end was because he come to rescue me from one of my, it seemed like a good idea at the time kind of things. And that was from a Plenty of Fish date, and that git recommended where to go on the date. And when he started telling me what he'd done to his ex-girlfriend, I was like, I need to go.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant to say, was that even though I haven't done a dating, I did a lot of my WhatsApp with the guy before I met them. A few of them I told them all my illness through WhatsApp or through social media, so I kind of did that so I didn't have to do it face to face. But I think I did leave when I was dating the guy for a couple of months last year. I did say to him, I think I left it a week before I told him I was terminal, because I wasn't going to, but my mate said I had to. And then from then I realised I just need, and Lawrence and I were friends, so it was perfect. He knew all about me, he knew my story. Sorry, he's just messaged me saying, spit it out, girl. Sorry.
I don't know what he's playing at. He's not your boyfriend. You're my woman. Sod. Yeah, you
I
heard
think
that,
our
Lawrence.
partners are going to start having issues. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
Stephen doesn't care. Stephen thinks it's hilarious.
No, Stephen said it's a good job none of us live around the corner from each other.
That's because he'd never ever have any peace and quiet. I've already told Ben that you were mine. Ben was like, "Oh, sad face," and I'm like, "Well, tough." Because I think 90% of the time you'd gone out during the day, you were probably still messaging me anyway. I'm sorry, Ben.
I think he buggered off out and got gone to go and get a call from the shops, so didn't have to witness this bit. Oh,
So, Louise, your post that Ben wrote was amazing. Like, what Ben wrote was so lovely. And it was really funny as well.
What bit?
Stephen had a smirk on his face while I was reading out certain paragraphs.
Yeah, it was. But I can't remember
the Labour ward.
Why?
I think it was just I can't remember the bits that made me laugh, but I think the beginning bit made me laugh, and it's just, I think I could imagine him saying it, but the way he worded it was just really lovely. It was just really, I don't know, it's just, I think it's really nice hearing from a kid's point of view or a partner's point of view, because it sometimes, like, we can forget that it affects other people as well.
Don't get me wrong, he struggles with me sometimes because I just don't know when to stop or have a break. And the thing is as well, I found it very difficult, especially when he moved in with me, to sort of let go of things because I'm used to having things.
But then again, it's like, while we're doing June for Rachel, I mean, her own boyfriend managed to comment on one for me saying that I think something along the lines about how he thinks Rachel should do all of these because she needs to have some time for herself. I'm like, you know, the whole reason we're doing this is because of Rachel and her point blank stubbornness of taking a minute for herself. Because I mean, like, today's was move together, and it was just go out with someone, wasn't it? Just do an activity. And
I'm sorry about the move ones because that's me.
I'll just point out that I put a ban on Louise putting any move on. So next week it's Rachel. Rachel's put the moves on. So,
I didn't mean to put the moves on.
You actually both picked the same one.
And
I figured if you didn't, Natalie was going to. So I'm trying to limit it. So we're not, you guys aren't just doing like all moves.
Well, I'm being quite Hitler with people at the moment because I'm just people. If I know they got a stoma, I'm going, you got to do it. Come on, messaging them on Twitter.
Yeah, for those of you that follow across Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, Steffi was the brainchild for it. She's come up with something called micro. Is it micro actions?
The micro actions are actually down to the U app that I used to use. So I've taken inspiration from them. I'm not copying anyone or anything like that. I've gone through their book and I picked things that would be okay for people with stomas and try and increase your feeling of self-worth. And it's got nothing to do with anyone else. It's about you. I think there's a couple of love actions that require interacting with somebody else, but hey, who doesn't like a compliment, right? But it's under the hashtag Ostomy Love. So we did it with the my as capital, so it's like Ostomy Love, and it's like, you know, we love life because our ostomies have given us life back, you know, because let's face it, a lot, like, well, Rachel and Louise definitely wouldn't be here if they didn't have their stomas. I'd have just been a miserable cow more than normal. But we've got, like, Louise went out with Maisie today. Rachel went to the gym. She probably did too much because that's what Rachel does. I walked around the hospital with Stephen and Rara. I've had to do some of mine preemptive around the hospital because obviously at any point they could suddenly turn around and, well, hopefully I could suddenly go into labour. But, you know, Monday through to Wednesday, I'm probably not going to be up to a great deal. So I've got some of my actions already ready. But I still went and did them. That was my thing. Like, I went and did them so that I didn't do them all in one go either. But, you know, I don't think Natalie's done it yet. But if she was not being very well today, we'll let her off. It's not like she can't catch up tomorrow. But anyone can join in. It's just, then we shared it over all of our blogs. It's on Twitter, it's on Instagram, it's on the show page. And they shouldn't take too long. If they take longer than 5 minutes, you're doing it wrong.
Well, personally, I'm really trying to commit to it because I think it's such a good idea, and I think it's so, yeah, it's just a good idea. Like, it's amazing you came up with it, Steffi, and the name is brilliant.
It's so hard to find a hashtag.
Yeah, you don't want to know what we went through, what we went through, and what Steffi went through to get that hashtag.
Hopefully, so if you think it's crap, then I don't really care because it was bloody hard to come up with that hashtag. But you know, hopefully, like, the idea is just to take a couple of minutes just to think of you. So even if you've had to do the actions like me a couple in advance, when you're posting them and stuff, take a couple of minutes to just think about how whatever the action was made you feel or anything like that, because then you're like still getting the benefit again. You're like you're I guess redoing it in a sense, but you're not having to faff on. And nobody cares if it's a perfect picture. I cannot snap pictures that look good at all. So do not, if you're worried about taking a naff picture, it does not matter. Your
picture today was cute though. It was really sweet. Aurora looked so cute and happy. She looked really happy.
That's because she was getting sweeties at the shop.
Oh, was she?
Because whenever Mummy's in hospital and Mummy has money, Mummy wastes her money on Rara. I bought her a bloody pocket Etch-a-Sketch today. Tenner!
Yeah, they always are rip-off. I mean, what was we going to discuss? Oh yeah, tattoos.
Yeah. Now, I have lots of tattoos, but I have one, and only one, to do with anything with me being sick. And I got it 4 days before I went in for my ostomy surgery. And it's a C.S. Lewis quote. And it just says, "Courage, dear heart," in typewriter font. That's it.
Oh, that's nice.
That's the only thing I have that is related to anything to do with my illness at all. But lots of people get like ribbons and all sorts, and whatever fits you, it's your body, isn't it?
How many have you got, Sniffy?
I have about 40.
She has loud.
You got 14? Wow.
40. My best friend.
40?
All my large ones, like, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 really big ones, and my best friend's done 3 of them. My best friend is a tattoo apprentice, so what is the point in not using her?
That's amazing.
So she's finishing off some more when baby's here. But yeah, she bought my first tattoo actually, and it was 3 stars along my stomach, and then they cut the middle one out to put my stoma in it. Which I've seen
the one just under here, under your boobs. I don't think I could have that done. I was bad enough when I had the one.
That didn't hurt. Oh my god! No, my arms make me cry. I cannot take tattoos on my arms. They make me, and I've got a lot on my arms.
I think my problem is I've got quite a tiny waist, and I don't have a lot here. Of course, yeah. When they hit the bit under my boob, I did go quiet, and I can lay there for hours and have mine done, and I don't really wince. But yeah, the ribcage hurt.
Oh no, like that one didn't bother me. My calf hurt around the back of my leg. That was a bit sore. And I've stupidly said that I'm going to get another one done on the opposite leg of a mermaid and a scuba diver, because Stephen does scuba diving.
Oh.
But I'm going to get the guy that runs the shop to do that, because he'll do it in like 2 seconds. But if my friend Jackie does it, he'll have to sit on me to stop my legs twitching.
Well,
He actually had to sit on me last time because when she did my thighs, my legs twitched that much that I was launching in the air.
Oh my god.
well, I think I videoed when I had the last 2 done. I didn't so much as flinch. I've got 10 in total. The only major one that I have done that is related to my illness is my Crohn's ribbon, which is there.
You can't see it from that angle.
There you go.
Oh, that's it.
There you go. I had the Crohn's ribbon done, and that was just after I had my stoma, my final one done. I've got a name there. I've got another band there. I've got one there. I've got one here. I've got one there. I've got 2 along the back, and I've got 1 on each thigh, which seems to be garnering a lot of interest at the moment. I need to stop sticking stuff on Instagram.
I've got.
It's a bar picture. You can see them in both your bar pictures. I'm so envious of your tattoos. They look awesome on your thighs. They like made really good pictures.
Yeah, I had them off done, didn't I? Because it's one persistent, resilient little bastard, and that's me.
I've got 3 big ones on my legs. I've got the Day of the Dead style Mexican lady on my bottom leg, my calf. I got her done the week before I found out I had pouchitis. I've got some skulls and roses done by an illustrator that I'm friends with in Sheffield, near Sheffield, Rotherham, maybe. I asked her permission before, and she loved the fact that I wanted to get them done. And then I've got a lady with her eyes taken out, holding her eyes, saying, "I only have eyes for you," while her eyes are bleeding. Because I'm so happy. I've got an octopus under my boobs with lace. I have Rara's heartbeat from one of her scans. I've got one for my miscarriage. I've got Stephen's handwriting with the words he used when he proposed to me. The only Italian he ever learnt was Amore mio. So I've got them tattooed underneath. I've got lyrics to one of my favourite songs. I've got skulls that were in a backdrop to one of my favourite band songs videos. I've got all sorts of crap. I'm literally covered in crap. I've got like 3 bombs that look like the torpedoes with little mohawks, and that's for my granddad, my dad, and my brother. They all liked fishing, or my brother did at one point in life. And I've got 3 diamonds for my great nana, my nana, and my mum. I've got like, I want to get a horseshoe for my great granddad. I need to get something for my sister, but I need to get something for my sister that's going to be not horrible. Because we have a very big love-hate relationship. But tattoos mean a lot to me, and I'm actually quite surprised that I don't have more for being sick. Maybe because it was just my day-to-day life. But
well, I have one. I have one. I had it. I think I did it about 8 years ago, and it's right low down, like right by my noonie, like really low down, and it's little with it's quite small. It's about that big. But I'm so envious and like really feel quite rebellious at the moment, because I would love to have a sleeve. I would love to have lace. I would love to have writing. Like I've always wanted like a feather down the side of my waist and tattoos around my stomas. But they said to me, and I put it to them nearly all the time, like, can I have tattoo? And they one surgical. I was admitted with sepsis, and they said to me that they said, like, I said, can I have it? I said, look, I'm going to have a tattoo because I'm getting sepsis anyway, because I don't know why I'm getting it, so I may as well have it for a reason and get something out of it. And like my doctor didn't know how to reply, so he just said, well, just wait and see how you are. And then the specialist nurse went, no, you're not, don't be an idiot. And it's like, the reality is I can't, and it's really frustrating. Like I would love to have tattoos, but I can't risk it. And the same with
you do have to be careful. Even this route, you have to be careful when you have them done. You have to check because of the immunosuppressants. You have to check because of the drugs, because we take longer to heal than a normal person would. I mean, mine on my thighs took nearly a month to heal completely. So they looked like they're supposed to.
Other than that layer of dry skin, mine heal really quickly. But then again, I've been told repeatedly this week that I'm a very awkward individual from different perspectives. But you should just do what Rara does and like look on eBay or Amazon and get all the fake transfer ones, because
That's what I'm going to do. Like, they were great.
Because she's currently got a sleeve.
Oh, bless her.
And of love hearts and stars and butterflies, and she's currently got semi-permanent pink hair. She is definitely Mummy's little punk rock princess. But one day I'd gone into the front room and I was like, oh my God, why have you drawn all over yourself? Well, I've given myself beautiful girl tattoos, Mummy. So I sent it to my friend Jackie, who's my tattooist, and it's just these lines. She just drew lines down her arm. This is my beautiful girl tattoo, big girl tattoo. So I had to show the guy who owns the shop the tattoos, because he loves her, and it's just so cute. But it's like them Chub Chop lollies, isn't it? Do you remember when we were kids with the tattooing?
Did you drop off there, love?
Yeah, sorry, I clicked something. Sorry.
This is why you don't touch anything.
I sent you the link for the henna shop in your area. I sent you the link for the woman that did the henna.
Yeah, you did. I think I'm going to do it possibly for the ball, because I think I would really like to do it, because I'm such a rebellious stage at the moment, as you know, with the power plate. Although I only did 2 minutes today, but I just want to have a tattoo so badly, but I know I can't because of the kidney failure and I can't because of sepsis. But I'd like to have something that I like art, and I just like to know how my body, like kind of like you guys, the story.
Do you know why I have mine done? Because I saved them up for my mum's important birthdays, and then I let rip, like on these, like the 50th, the 2 that I've just had done, I'm saving that for a 60th. Because my mum absolutely hates them on women, and the ones that I did have that she didn't know about, she found out about on my 21st when I was wearing a bikini. And most of my family are strict Catholics, and I got chased across Camino Island in Malta because I had tattoos, and I spent most of the day snorkeling and getting drunk to keep out of their way.
See, I remember my dad was mortified when we all got tattoos. He was like, but you know, you don't need any extra work of art. Your mum and you're our masterpieces, and some of the vomit inducing crap. And then I remember my mum telling me that he got a tattoo, and I stormed into the house. I was like, let's see it now then. Come on. I was like, you now can never, ever, ever complain about me getting another tattoo in your life, because you now have one. And he hasn't complained, he hasn't whinged or anything. My nana is the one that's not particularly keen on my tattoos yet. She's always like, I think you're done now, aren't you? And I'm like, no. Well, but when it's got anything to do with the ones that Jackie's done, she's always like, well, strip off, let me have a look, let me see, because Jackie's just a fantastic artist, and like, she's just amazing. But my nana's not going to know about this, but I want to give her a little shout out, because she had an operation yesterday, and we both cried yesterday morning because I didn't get to see her on Tuesday. But my dad says she's doing okay, so that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Not that she's going to ever know that I've shouted out to her, but I just wanted to.
My parents, so my mum's Jehovah's Witness. I hope she doesn't mind me saying, actually. But my family really not really for tattoos. And when I would think I had my surgery when my mum found out my tattoo, and she wasn't best happy because I kept it secret for so long. But I would love to have a sleeve. Like, that's my other life. I would love to have a sleeve and like be really cool.
I guess that's the beauty of henna, isn't it? You never have to worry about getting like, oh my God, that was the worst thing I've ever done in my life. You can just, it'll fade, it'll go away. You can do it again.
Try that.
Yeah, the problem that I've got is because of the sort of work that I do. I have to keep mine covered up.
Sorry.
Do is everything you love.
Stephen, whenever I use the phrase do in like a proper normal human being sentence, he sits there and giggles, so it's kind of rubbed off on me.
But no, I tend to keep most of mine covered up. Most of mine are there only to be shown if I want them to be shown. Apart from my tramp stamps, they never get shown because they are one of the ones that I do regret. So
See, I forget that I've got one on the back of my neck all the time until like I've tied my hair up and someone's like, "Oh, I didn't know you had one there." I've got a lovely skull with a love heart behind it, because I swear I've got like 20 skulls and a billion stars and.
Yeah, I got a shooting comet going up my shoulder.
Oh, that's what I have. It's like a shooting stars, like coloured.
I don't know if anyone can see that, because I can't actually see my little camera anymore. But that's my shooting star.
Hang on. I don't think you can
little
see mine.
emo sausage love hearts.
There's my one.
Oh, cute. I won't show you mine. It's too low down. I keep that for Lawrence.
It's not hit 9 o'clock watershed yet. What are we talking about next week?
Oh, next week we have Sahara from IBD Superheroes joining us, and we are covering a rather big ballpark next week. We are covering the other symptoms that we get related to having IBDs and stomas. So that will be things such as anemia, malabsorption, bile salt malabsorption, arthritis, fatigue, osteoporosis, eye problems, hernias, short bowel syndrome, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I know there's one or two of us that I think have already done writing about chronic fatigue, haven't we? I know I have.
I can't remember what I write about anymore.
Do you know, I was just thinking, what about intestinal failure?
I don't know if that's been covered, because Nat is taking the ball next week, so I can only mention what Nat was originally going to mention.
It's not like we can't mention it in the show anyway, let's be honest.
Yeah, because we go off on tangents and we cover a load.
We do.
I mean, let's face it, pouchitis is going to be a big one. If anyone's in like the IBD Superheroes group, they're going to know that Sahara has been asking about pouchitis, and obviously that's the reason why I get my stoma in the end. So that'll be quite nice to talk about from people that have had reversals point of view, that no, we're not all being negative. You know, some people have lovely long lives with pouches, but others don't. You know, some people do get like bouts of pouchitis, which are nicely treated by antibiotics. Two of my bloke friends, they both had ulcerative colitis, they both had pouchitis, and both of them were able to be treated by antibiotics and are fine. They're gits. They're doing boxing, and like Dale's goes to like download and all this sort of stuff. He however is very sick with malabsorption and other issues, but like Kieran's fine.
Yeah, but you say that about the pouches though. Having an ostomy doesn't restrict me. Jesus Christ, Maisie had on me every merry-go-round arcade amusement ride on Saturday. I was going upside down, back to front. At one point, I was slightly worried because I was dangling in the air like that. And you know when your bag is half full and it's coming up the way. And I was like, ooh, what's going to happen with this one? But it was fine.
But I'm meaning people with pouches and stuff. Yeah. Some people worry that they're not going to be able to still do anything. Other people worry that, well, some people don't worry that at all. You know?
Look,
it's all individual.
There are loads of people on Instagram that have got pouches, and some of them have bodies to die for, to be perfectly honest with you. Some of them with regards to the working out and everything that they do.
I wish mine was to die for when I had a pouch. I just had a poofy belly. Lame.
Aww, you made me feel bad.
Yeah, you were the stick thin ones and you had a pouch.
I didn't have a pouch. I'm not stick thin.
I thought you did have a pouch for a while because you had your ileostomy reversed.
No, I had an ileostomy and then I had reversal, so I had full connection, and then I then ended up with another permanent ostomy.
So it was essentially like a resection sort of thing.
It was a resection.
Yeah.
I don't think I qualified for a pouch because of the amount that I'd had taken out in the first place. That and the surgeon that did it the first time round was a complete and utter inept arsehole. Sorry, Medway. No, I'm not.
Most people say Medway's pretty bad, if I'm honest.
Oh, it's dire. Right, anyway, well, we're going to have to wrap up for tonight. I'm sorry, I'm slating people. They did try and kill me. Come off it. Anyway, we're going to say night for this week. Hopefully this time next week we'll have some baby news. So there's a possibility that Steffi may not be joining us next Thursday. I say may not be because I think she's pretty insistent that she's going to, and she doesn't care what anybody else has to say about it.
I have a very hands-on husband. I'm pretty sure he would, love to have an uninterrupted hour of baby time.
Or not.
No, he is. He's lovely.
Oh, bless him. Okay. So I think Nat's going to roll some of the polls up on Facebook later on this week or at the beginning of next week. I'll be sticking my usual stuff up on Instagram later on this evening before I deem fit to go to bed. And that's going to be after another vodka. And Rachel?
Yes?
What are you going to be doing?
What am I doing?
What are you going to be doing tomorrow?
Okay. Well, oh yeah, the Osteo love thing.
Yeah, there we go.
Checking me out. Making my breakfast. Making a what's it called? Making a spectacular breakfast, a different breakfast. Is that what it is?
Isn't it Jazz Up Your Breakfast?
That's it.
The title will be Jazz Up Your Breakfast, which is Natalie's choice.
I've got melon and yogurt in the fridge. I'll just whack that in a bowl and that'll suffice.
I was having toast. I think I'm having toast, cashew nuts, and pomegranates because I'm a food rebel. Might as well while I'm in hospital.
I'm having omelette and salads. That's what I'm going to have, I think.
That's fair enough.
Late one.
Okay, right. We're going to say bye for now. So we'll say see you next week. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye.